Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Just a quick video here, and I want to give you guys a heads up on a mod that's been available for a little while, a patch rather, that's been available for a classic PC title. Said PC game is also on sale at our friends over at Instant Gaming if you do want to get it cheaper, and I am talking about Saints Row 2. Have been talking about Saints Row quite a bit on this channel for a long time, but Saints Row 2 is a beloved game that unfortunately does have some issues on PC, but the Juiced patch dropped its 8.0 release, and there's been a lot of improvements with this, and there's a Steam community post on the Juice patch itself. This is from a while ago, done by user UZIS. Uzis, what is the Saints Row 2 Juice Patch? Saints Row 2 Juice Patch is a mod for Saints Row 2 built using the Monkey Patch framework by Scanty that includes all existing Monkey Patch features such as open spy servers for online, GOG executable 30 FPS cap removal, performance query fix to keep the game in correct speed, toggleable billboard telemetry, while also adding new features such as borderless windowed and better windowed mode, frame rate fixes. Juice can double or even triple your frame rate, especially in interiors. The FPS settings are CPU heavy though. Ugly mode toggle on F1 key for even more FPS. Cutscene door and object sync fix. Bloom effect toggle, a toggleable error handler that gives a message box showing a crash address, and an uncapped FPS toggle. Now, this is something that I wanted to mention because 8.0 of this patch was released relatively recently. Actually, 8.0.2 was released on December the 28th, and this is continually making the patch better and better. And if you look at the before and after on MSAA comparisons, it looks quite good in terms of visual improvements. Now, bear in mind, this game came out in 2008, so ultimately, it's still gonna show its age a little bit, but Saints Row 2, to a lot of people, is an absolute classic. I played it on consoles when it came out back in 08, and my memory of it is a little bit foggy, but I remember whenever I talk about Saints Row the Third, and sometimes this gets me into a little bit of hot water, I say that Saints Row the Third gave Saints Row an identity. That is from a perception standpoint. I know that a lot of people love Saints Row 1 and 2 as well. Unfortunately, for a long time, I felt like Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 1 just kind of got looked at as GTA light style of games, and they weren't at the level of GTA. Saints Row the Third took up the insanity to 11, and I felt like it gave it an identity. That doesn't mean Saints Row 2 was a bad game. No, it was a game that a lot of people really did enjoy and have a great time with, and if you look on Steam, mostly positive reception on this one. Now, a lot of people do also note that there are issues and crashes even with modding the game and supporting it, so buy the game at your own discretion, but I did want to give you guys a heads up, and there's a lot of improvements that did come with 8.0 as well. Added a pop-up for loading saves with modded clothing on an unmodded game, added memory pool error printing, added a new option for gameplay for disable sprint cam shake, added a new option for gameplay sprint while on fire, fixed the street light glares not showing in new chunks, added a new option for gameplay, added a bunch of new options for gameplay. I'm not going to go over everything, but also language fixes, and also visual updates as well. So if you're looking to play Saints Row 2, this is a mod that I would definitely be aware about. I will also leave a guide to the Steam community page on how to install it. It's fairly simple. Open your Saints Row 2 game directory. If you've installed through Steam, you can right-click your game properties and go to local file, and then you'll do a bit of a drag and drop. And Saints Row 2 is one of those games that I know a lot of people want to go back and play. Unfortunately, because of how old it is, there are some, hurdles you have to overcome as far as getting these games to work on PC sometimes. So maybe at some point it'll get added to the GOG preservation program. And Saints Row 2 is available right now on GOG, 85% off for $1.49. This is a tremendous deal for the game, and a historic low at the price point. It's the low that it'll typically go to, but if you're looking to pick up a DRM free copy of the game, now the mod will work on Steam as well, but if you wanted DRM free, yours to own forever, certainly a good option with picking up Saints Row 2 at GOG, 85% off for $1.49. And yeah, like I said, the Juice mod is going to provide a lot of improvements, but might not be an absolute fix-all for everything, but I did want to give that a shout. Let me know your thoughts. I know a lot of you guys love Saints Row 2, and it's a game you played growing up, so if you do want to jump back into it, GOG, $1.49 for it right now, and I think that's a phenomenal pickup, and with the mod, hopefully, you'll get an even better experience on that with a lot of visual enhancements, gameplay updates, and things of that nature, and GOG's got a lot going on right now as far far as offering deals. Final Fantasy titles, iconic Final Fantasy games just got rolled out on GOG, if you're not aware. Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 9, and Final Fantasy 8 all got added, and they are all 60% off for $6.39 on Final Fantasy 3 and 4. Final Fantasy 9 is $8.39, and Final Fantasy 8 is $8. And if we want to talk about the classics, Breath of Fire 4 is also on sale right now, 50% off for $4.99, so that's a great deal as well. It would be great if, as far as the Saints Row 2 deal is concerned, that GOG could somehow work with the Juice mod and bake it right into the storefront, because they've done a lot of that, and I should say the Juice patch, but they've done a lot of that as far as with the Stalker titles and games of that nature, getting the mods available right out the gate. And outside of that, you've got Alpha Protocol on sale as well, 50% off for $9.99. That's a throwback RPG from Obsidian that, again, a game that some of you guys grew up playing, and it is in the GOG preservation program. It's a little bit janky, but I think Alpha Protocol is a game that a ton of people, if you go back and play it and you have your expectations in line, I think you'll end up actually enjoying it quite a lot. As far as an RPG, again, it's not going to be at the level of like a Mass Effect or something like that, but I've certainly seen the Mass Effect comparisons before. The story was pretty good from my recollection. I definitely wouldn't pay $20 on it, but $9.99 I actually think is a pretty good pickup, and that's another title that I would recommend. A lot of you guys asked me to do more and more of the GOG content, so I've been wanting to mention the Saints Row 2 mod for a while now, since every time I talk about Saints Row 3, there's so many people that come out and be like, bro, you got it totally wrong about Saints Row 2. And I know, I just think Saints Row 3 kind of changed perception of Saints Row a little bit, but all of that kind of got undone with Saints Row 2022, I believe it was, when that game came out, so it was kind of cooked anyway, but nonetheless, that game is a classic to a lot of people, so go check that out, and a bunch of other deals available right now at GOG. If you do end up picking anything up, I do get an affiliate kickback from GOG. I am partnered with them, so that is much appreciated, but check out Saints Row 2, check out the Juice patch, and check out the Final Fantasy deals available. Those games just got added to GOG, and Breath of Fire 4, Alpha Protocol, some good deals across the board there, and they've got a ton of other stuff, just a lot of the common stuff, you know, Fallout's on sale, Witcher's on sale, etc., etc., but that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.